Strategy game enthusiasts, it's Pax Augusta. What the heck is Pax Augusta, I hear you ask? It is probably the most intricate and, dare I say, the most interesting city builder that I've ever played. Let's jump into a career mode and see what we have in store. So this is the world, and before you click away because this game looks very old and ridiculous, please bear with me. Give me at least 30 seconds of your time. This is just the overworld. It doesn't actually matter to us at the present moment. What we are going to be doing is we are going to be dragging our sort of horse and carriage over to this area, which is where we are going to be settling and founding a city. Now, the reason that this is such an interesting game is that you don't necessarily play as the sort of as the city. You play as an individual in Rome or in Italy trying to make a name for yourself, which is why if we found the city of Potatoes, excellent, it's going to actually give us a reputation penalty, and we're going to take some of our private wealth and throw it into the city, which is kind of cool. Okay, so after that, the city is founded, we jump into the city, and this is what it looks like. We are in. This is the world. This is what we are going to be dealing with. There is a single barge, and on this barge that is coming to a rest at the dock over here, we're going to be able to place our longitudinal and latitudinal lines. What does this do? I have no idea, frankly, what it does. But what we are going to be able to place is this altar. And this altar is going to be the center of our city. We also have ourselves an engineer. The engineer is quite useful for scouting out different buildings and stuff that we are going to be building in due course. Doesn't really matter. Right. There's a lot of stuff on the screen at the moment. The game also doesn't look very modern, but this is a very modern game. This is a very sophisticated game. It's a very interconnected game. It starts, as you might expect, most city builders to start with roads. We can build gravel roads, city streets, trade roads. They all cost a varyingly different amount of money. We've got 1,200 denarii in the bank. We'll build a road down to this shrine over here. That's fine. It will end at the shrine. That's maybe not the best design that I've ever had in, my life, but frankly, it doesn't particularly matter. We'll just sort of start with a rough sort of layout of a city. Nothing too complicated here. Next thing that we're going to do is we're going to build ourselves some strip houses. These are the most basic type of houses. And it's perhaps in this that you can start to see the relative complexity and the intricacy of this game, because these are all the same basic house. It's just that there are a bunch of different ones. There are a bunch of different sort of permutations. This one, for example, has got the ability to house 15 liberetti. It's going to cost me $20 to put down and 7 wood. This one is slightly smaller. It's only 10, 4, and 12, respectively. We're going to go for some big ones. We need to make sure that they have frontage onto the... there we go. Onto the road. Perfect. That's looking good. We'll let that get built, and as we do, we can maybe talk about what the whole point of this game is about. And it's not really even about city building. It's about you. It's about your career. Up in the top left-hand corner, we've got personal reputation and we've got personal wealth. The aim of the game is to increase both of these in order to move up the Roman sort of, I guess, Roman social hierarchy. In order to reach the next level, we need to get 35 reputation and 360 personal wealth. In order to do that, we need to run and build a city. That's going to allow us to, thank you, that's going to allow us to unlock a bunch of different buildings as we get sort of more successful and bigger over the course of time. That is important, and that is what we really are here to do. We can donate our personal wealth to the city if we want to, and in fact, it might come to that because, this may look like a lot of money, but it's not. We've also got wood, iron, bricks, marble, and food, and then our population is over here. We will come back to this one in due course, because this is a feature in this game and is required for quite a lot of things. So we'll pause on this and we'll come back to it. Anyway, what I'm going to do is I'm going to set up the sort of basic infrastructure that we need in order to run a sort of little city. That's fine. We're going to get a well for the houses. We are also going to nab ourselves. A market here. And the market is a really fascinating building because it shows exactly how intricate and modular this game actually is. So this is the market administration building. It's a very unassuming building. However, once we get that built, we have a whole bunch of different options. And in fact, what we can do is we can build any number of them. So what you can sort of start to see emerging here is if I build... Thank you. If I build, for example, these market stalls, it's going to cost me 15 bucks. But what this is going to do is this is going to enable, I think it's 15 people to be supplied because we place each market stall. So, yes, serves number of weekly residents is 15. However, you know, we've now got 30. We could create like a large square, like a large market square over here, and then we could surround it with these large sort of buildings. This serves 150 residents. So you can imagine building out a sort of lovely old Roman square right over here opposite the houses that just deals with everybody in town's needs. That's the dream. Anyway, if we click on the house, we can see exactly what is required in order to increase satisfaction. And satisfaction is what determines population growth. So the more satisfied people are living here, the quicker our population is going to grow. In the early stages, that is very important because I've already blown through like 300 cash, and we are losing cash at quite a rapid rate. So the next thing that I want to get down is the necropolis. The necropolis is another modular building. There are a lot of modular buildings here. We do not want to be building this anywhere near we don't want to be building it anywhere near the existing homes because it has a negative penalty. We're going to get a burial ground, graves for the number of persons. We can have up to 80 persons. I mean, that's going to be plenty. That's going to be plenty of grave space. But believe it or not, that is what is required in order to make people happy in this game. Now, I did kind of gloss over the fact that houses are also modular, and in fact, houses are stupidly powerful when it comes to being modular, because there's two different types of additions that we can make to a house. One is a garden. This is going to allow us to produce food, which is kind of cool. This is the biggest garden available, and it is going to give us 7 food. 7 food, which is quite a lot of food, actually. Thank you very much. Yes, small settlements should initially have gardens to build food, and as we go, we can get larger. But the point is that if we get ourselves some, that's not what I'm looking for. If we get ourselves some food, then we should be fine for now. We can also get ourselves some backyard houses. These backyard houses are effectively just going to increase the tax revenue that we get from the house. At the moment, as you can see, we are getting 1.6 weekly taxes. 2 out of the 15 living spaces are lived in, which is fine. Absolutely, totally fine. Very happy with how this is all looking. Okay, what is next? Is there something else that we need to do right now? No, I think everything is fine. What we can do, however, is show off some of the features in this game, which I think are super interesting. This altar, the center of our city, is a very, very important building. And what we can do is we can actually expand this in terms of building additional buildings around this. What I'm going to do is I'm going to build some additional squares. These squares are, I mean, they cost a little bit of marble, but frankly, it's not much. If we build additional squares, then we can turn ourselves... We can try and build ourselves a lovely Roman forum. And it's, you know, it's good to build it just for the sake of the fact that it looks nice, or it will look nice in due course. But the point is that these buildings are useful. In fact, they're super useful, and they will continue to be useful. That is very in-sync swinging there. But once it's all up and running, it looks good, and we can actually click on this button here. This is the extensions, and we can get ourselves... See what this is? This is a calendar. That's right. So if we build ourselves a calendar, then we'll actually be able to figure out what the date is. And this is a couple of useful, interesting applications. Can also see, you know, when we're going to get our food, for example, what season it is. There's a whole bunch of stuff that having a calendar actually brings. And would you look at that? The calendar is up and running. We are in year 726, week 30, which is kind of cool. We can also see seasonal production volume, etc. Food production per week is 8. Very nice indeed. So I think we should have plenty of food. We've got hardly any people at the moment, so that is looking good. Are we making money yet? Barely. Very, very barely. And in fact, we need to be super duper careful that we don't actually run out of money, because if we do, then my reputation will start to tank. Everything in Roman society is about reputation. It absolutely is. So we need to be so careful. Right, in terms of the next objective, there's a couple of things that we could do. One is to build a temple, specifically a shrine, or a small Gallo-Roman I have no idea. Anyway, the point is that if I build a shrine, we have the resources to build it right now, with the exception of one thing: slaves. And slaves are interesting in this game, I will say, as much as that sounds like a very weird thing to say. In order to build a slave market, which is both a pro and a con, as you'll see in just a second, we actually require scriptoria. Scriptoria are simply modules that we add on to our forum, and in fact, if I do something like this, I mean, maybe I try and get some, like, I think just basic ones are fine for now, right? But we can maybe get an end one. I mean, I don't love any of this, quite frankly. Probably that. But I want to build more middle ones. Okay, you know what? Let's build an extra square here. There we go, and then we'll get middle ones so that we don't have to really worry about this. Small scriptoria will suit for now. Yeah, because I don't know how to mirror that. It must be possible. I'm assuming that it's possible. Or maybe it's just that one. Whatever. Okay, we'll get 4 of them. That's fine. The point is that these scriptorias, they do have a weekly cost, and that is going to be quite a lot, actually, relative to our overall total cost. But we are increasing as rapidly as I possibly can my population, which is good. Our satisfaction is coming in, which is great. No bonus is not on a city street. No bonus is not located on the main road. I think it is located on the main road. I think it might just be that the main road doesn't sort of register. I'm not sure. Either way, it doesn't particularly matter. But our satisfaction is pretty high. It could get higher, and it will get higher, I hope, because I need the money, and that is very, very important. Right. Now that we have built these scriptoria things, let's see if we can try and build a slave market. Slave market is possible to build. It's pretty grim, don't get me wrong. It's very grim, in fact. Slave market is another modular building that once we build the central market, we can build plazas, which I guess I will do. And then behind the plazas, yeah, we're building cages, which is kind of wild, but you know, this is a historical game. It's you know, accurate to some degree, I suppose, but hey ho. Either way, my reputation is climbing. Over the course of time, it has climbed. My cash is looking not so hot at the present moment. We are still overspending, and that does have me worried. The good news is, however, is that we're making inroads into increasing my number of people here, which is very, very good. I'm reasonably happy with that. What I do want to do, though, is I want to get this religion attractiveness meter up, because that will feed into my satisfaction, and that is exactly what I am after. Right. So we have ourselves a slave market. The slave market is built. Currently, we have got no slaves that are offered for sale. However, I do indeed believe that soon Soon. Thank you. Soon. There we go. Literally just spawned in. Soon we should start to see some slaves arriving to the market, and that will have quite a lot of interesting implications for us as a city. How am I doing food-wise? We're producing 14. We're consuming 2. That's totally fine. We have got plenty of wood in the bank. However, I do want to increase my supply of wood. Expenses and income, the gap has narrowed, but it's still just a little bit far away. Okay, and the slaves have arrived. So, what does that mean? What does that mean for us? It means a couple of different things. First of all, there are 4 slaves that are offered for sale. We can buy and sell slaves. It's going to cost me 30 in order to do that. I will buy a slave. That means that it is now recorded up at the top here, and that means that we can undertake our temple construction, which frankly I am going to do right now. I should have all of the resources necessary and required. Okay, so the shrine needs to be built into the forum, which I am perfectly happy to do. Let's get it down. Let's get it built. Our income is looking really good, actually. It's looking really, really good. Unfortunately, it's just not happening overly fast. Anyway, this is my engineer. I alluded to the engineer's usefulness at the beginning of the video. The engineer has got 2 primary functions, at least right now. As you can see, they're sort of scanning the ground. They will look for crossing points on the river, so they will be able to scout out appropriate locations for bridges, which is kind of useful. They can also interact with this group. Here we go. If they want to head on over in this direction, they can also interact with this group over here, sporadically moving your way in the right direction. That's good. Yeah, interact with the settlement that was already here. We're going to go and do that and see what is happening. I am going to, in the meantime... Oh, look at that. Attractiveness. Boom. That's giving us a 36% bonus, which means hopefully satisfaction is going to be even higher, and that means that we are going to be able to take in even more money. And in fact, I think I want to get more strip houses. Aha! Okay, our engineer has just walked in. Right, my family's roots have run deep in the soil for centuries. We've arrived as conquerors to share our way of life. We accept the fate with dignity. How would you like to collect your taxes? If it's food you need, we can supply it constantly, even during the harsh winter months. Or do you prefer Roman gold? We ask in return is that you leave us in peace. Okay, so we could take 33 weekly denarii, or we could take food. I'm gonna take food. We can, if we want to, we can drive out the locals, but I'm not particularly interested in doing that. Instead, I'm gonna take the cash. Thanks very much. That's a good deal as far as I'm concerned. Right, let's get another house. We'll build it in proximity to pretty much everything here, and I think I'm also going to see if I can try and upgrade this road to City Road. Because if I upgrade this to City Road, will that give me the additional bonus? Cardio Demanus? Is this literally the main road? I thought it was just like a random... I thought it was just a random line that I had to place down. Oh, well, that's great. I mean, if it is the main road line, I should probably move my houses accordingly. Let's do that real quick. Okay, houses officially moved, looking a little bit better, looking a little bit less stupid. Everybody is now getting the bonus, the huge bonus, basically just by living on this line. There you go. Apparently, I didn't realize. I gotta be honest, you can check out this build of the game right now, the demo. The tutorial is extensive. Very, very extensive. There is a lot of information to unpack. So, if you want to go and play it, if you want to go and experience it for yourself, go for it. Not enough scriptoria is available in the forum. I don't know why that is the case, but apparently it is. We can fix that. We are going to get ourselves some additional scriptoria. Let's do it. 2 more. That's grand. That is perfect. Do I want to do anything else here? No, I don't think so. What we can do is look to get ourselves... Where is it? Yeah, foreign trade. A trade market is... Oh, that's very, very far away. Required scriptoria. We need 6, and we need more market stalls. Okay, so market stalls are very easy for us to get. We just need a few additional... In fact, I could just get... I could start building, like... something like this. Weekly cost of 6. It's going to serve 60 residents. Honestly... Yeah, look at that. Look at that. And then, like, a corner piece over here. Cool. Look at this. It just feels so, like, it feels so real. It feels so natural. It feels so fresh. It really does. We can get ourselves some decoration right in the middle here. That's cool. I like that. It's a shade provider. That's great. And that's lovely. The other thing that I was going to say that we can get set up is wood production. Wood production is fairly simple. All that we are required to do is get... here. Yeah, there. All that we're required to do to get wood production set up is just build a lumberjack in the correct place. We need to build a wood processing facility in the correct place, and we need to build a wood warehouse in the correct place. We'll come back to that once it's all been built, but it works. It works just as you imagine wood processing facility would work, so it's not, like, overly exciting, I would say. Anyway, let's see if we can try and return to foreign trade. We can now nab ourselves a customs building, which is pretty cool. This is going to require a scriptoria in the forum. That is okay. You know what? Let's build the customs building here, and then let's see if we can try and nab ourselves... See if we can try and nab ourselves a trade road. Sure. Nab ourselves a trade road all the way down here. Did that work? I don't think it did, but that did. No, it did not, because we just do not have enough money, because the trade road is so unbelievably expensive. Okay, well, you know what? It doesn't matter. As long as we have enough to build the trade road, that's fine. We need 250 bucks in order to build this customs house, which we need a little bit more money in order to do, but that's fine. We got a nice trade road. The trade road is going to make everybody go faster, and I like that a great deal. Let's get ourselves the money for the customs building, and then see where that leaves us. So, probably worth noting, there's quite an interesting management tab here. The management tab allows quite a lot of different sort of stuff to happen. You can see at a glance where we are making our money. We're making a slight little bit of money. In fact, we're making the vast bulk of our money, really, from our taxes. We're making a little bit weekly tax income from the slave market. We are also taxing the local tribe for 33 a week. We're currently spending loads on wood production. That is what I was kind of worried about. That's why I only built it right now. Spending a little bit on religion, spending a little bit on the marketplace, spending a little bit on the slave market. Yeah, we're actually losing money on the slave market, but, you know, we need it in order to build some of the religious buildings. The point really wasn't to talk about that. It was to talk about salary and donation. Now, what I can do is I can actually request a salary, a weekly salary, from the governor. This is going to give me some private wealth, which is quite nice. I'm absolutely going to do that. The application has been sent to the governor. Also, if I wanted to, I could move my private wealth into the city's wealth, but there would be a 12% penalty in order to endure that. Corruption is a very interesting mechanic. The more scriptoria we have, i.e. the bigger the state is, the more corruption we're going to have. There's a couple of different ways that we can reduce corruption, but effectively what this ends up meaning is that you can see there's a corruption modifier that filters through absolutely everything. Corruption here is 7.9%, which means that we are actually losing production thanks to corruption, which is just something to note. It's not it's not the end of the world. It just is. It just is. I think it only happens in production buildings. Yeah, it only happens in production buildings, but it's certainly something to consider. The way that wood production works, very simple. We extract the wood at the lumber yard. We move it into the lumber processing facility, and then we move it to the storage facility. It's just that simple. You can see at a glance where everything goes. I'll return to that. Okay. In my role as governor, I've reviewed your concerns, so you want to adjust your salary. Well, if I do not agree, Rome will not approve the salary either. Perhaps you can convince me to support your salary request. So, I can either choose to appeal to the governor's integrity, or I can bribe him. A small little gift. Two personal wealth, I will take. Well decided, the governor approves your salary. You can submit a change request in a year at the earliest. Very nice indeed. So I should start generating a little bit of private money from now. Anyway, the way that this works is that you can see the export goes to the targeted building. The export goes to the targeted building. 1, 2, 3. Happy days. My money is looking very good now. Let's get that trade building built. Okay, and now that the trade building is built, what we can do is we can actually just take this game to another level. We can jump out into the region. Now, if you'll remember, the region was something that I very briefly talked about at the outset of this game. Castrum, is this my place? Yeah, this is my colony over here. Now, there's a whole bunch of different sort of like little facilities or little villages and whatnot around the world. There are some weekly costs here. We are going to get delivery of wood if we trade with that place. That's fine. Is it just wood that we're mostly able to get? Food? Yeah, I mean, why the heck not? We have a prerequisite one-time tablio costs notary. I have absolutely no idea what that is. But the point is that we can trade, and we might trade in due course. Yeah. Very, very cool. And you can imagine sort of all of the different sort of interactions that you're going to be able to have with the region, as well as the fact that you're going to be able to found multiple cities, at least as far as I'm aware. You're going to be able to found multiple cities, which is pretty darned cool. Okay, my expenses have absolutely shot up. We're now up to 133. That is absolutely outrageous. Unfortunately, I don't think I can stop... I don't think... Operating costs because of the missing scriptoria. Are we still missing scriptoria? Well, I'll fix that, I suppose. I don't have the money to do that. That is slightly problematic. Right, let's shut down our wood production facilities, albeit briefly. That's fine. Don't think we can shut down the warehouse, but that should sort of mostly fix my mega outgoings. That's the dream anyway. Where does that leave us in terms of people? Are we fully... we maxed out in terms of people? Yeah, we absolutely are. We absolutely are. Okay, I need to turn that around and get myself some more houses. Ideally, pronto. Right. That will mean, yeah, there. And there. Okay, good. 2 additional houses. I am a little bit low on the old food, but we shouldn't be low on food for much longer, especially if we get ourselves some additional gardens. Yep. 1, 2, 3. That's looking good to me. Food is still low, but that's okay. We'll deal with it. Food has run out, and unfortunately, that is not something that is super easy to fix. I mean, honestly, it's probably... I mean, can I don't think I can re-engage with the village again, unfortunately. I think we're just going to have to... we're going to have to do something which I really did not want to do, but we can request an emergency amount of food from Rome or from somewhere else. Either way, we can do it. It's going to be a reputation penalty or reputation hit, and it's also going to cost me 50 bucks. But frankly, we are going to do it because I do not want all of my people to end up dying. Because if they do, then that is going to suck, and it is going to suck unbelievably hard, and I'm going to lose everything. You don't have water. You don't have water. We will fix that with a little bit of additional water supply over... Ugh. Yeah, this is not a great place, actually, is it? Yeah, I didn't really realize how small the area of effect of the well was. Sure. We'll do it. We'll do it. That's fine. What I'm also going to do is see if I can try and build a bath, I think it is. Or yeah, there we go. I can build a bath. That's kind of cool. Let's see if I can try and squeeze it in the middle here. I don't think I can, unfortunately. I can squeeze the entire... I can do this. Fine. Okay, that's fine. Bathhouses and production facilities require wood to create fire to ensure that buildings... A cart must deliver food from the timber yard. That's okay. We can absolutely do that, and we can make that happen relatively easily. Are we fooded back up yet? No. The barge is arriving. So this is the barge that is carrying my emergency food supplies from Rome. Yes, I know they're disappointed in me that I didn't have my food supplies in order, but quite frankly, you know, what can I say? I can't say anything. I can't say anything about that. I don't even think I can get, like, food production. It's just not possible for me to do. I mean, it is an option here. Oh, I can get a fisherman's house, and I can also get a Horum, which I think is just a food storage facility more than anything else. I'll squeeze it in. Let's also see if we can try and get a fisherman's house. Like here, maybe, I guess? Is there anywhere that... No water? Yeah, I have absolutely no idea how to build this fisherman's house. Absolutely no idea whatsoever. It's something to do with the water. I don't know. All right, whatever. Anyway, let's return to getting additional... Let's return to getting additional bits and bobs for the forum. The Scriptoria. I think we are still low on the old Scriptoria. There is probably some way for me to tell exactly if we are low on Scriptoria. Frankly, I don't know. There's a small rostra, a tabularium, a basilica. I mean, I'm very interested in all of these things. I don't know what they actually do. Alter, radius, expansion, one time. Oh, that's pretty good. That's pretty good. So we build that there. That's going to expand the available... we have 13 required? 13? How do we need 13? That's a lot. That's a heck of a lot. Operating costs are 35. It's plus 30% because of the missing Scriptoria? Well, okay. It's bad. I didn't realize it was that bad, but we'll get that fixed. Okay. Large. This is going to give me 9 Scriptoria. The weekly costs are going to be 4. Sure. What do I need? I need 350 coins in order to make that happen? If I just get a few more small ones, fine. You know, it looks really awkward. It looks really bad. I get that. However, if we get them, then that will theoretically reduce the general cost of... It'll reduce the general cost of the fact that everything is super expensive here. I don't know how I managed to see... Oh yeah, I right-click the altar. There we go. So that should reduce the costs. My expenses have shot up tremendously. However, my available Scriptoria also should be higher now. God, it's a mess. It's a mess. Food-wise, we're still losing food, even though it says we've got loads of production. That's something. Not quite sure how that's happening. But money-wise, we're losing more money than ever. Great. Great. Slaves, buy, sell. I don't need to buy or sell. We have 90 liberati here, which is good. Huge, outrageously large expenses. Part of that is, of course, my salary, which is just continuing to go up over the course of time, which is quite nice. Don't get me wrong. I'm pretty chuffed. Is there anything else that I can build? Fire station, not available at the moment. Wood, we've built that production facility. Iron mine is not available. Ore washing plant, bloomery. Entertainment. Oh yeah, we can build a small wood theater. However, we require a bunch of additional resources. My income is going up. It is definitely going up there. An aqueduct. We can build a small aqueduct. That's cool. A water tower. Water source we can't place because that's seems fair enough. Honestly, a lupinar. I have no idea what that is. Latrines. We can get a small latrine. Oh, burial grounds are all occupied. Well, that is something that we can quite easily fix. Quite honestly, yes, I know. I'm working on it. Religion, necropolis. There we go. Yeah, I think it says my expenses are higher than my income, but my my income is standing there fairly decently. What's the issue? Why are we not producing any food? Is it because of the season? Is it because we're in winter? I think it might be. The unfortunate reality is that I do not have the ability to place the hunter's cabin. So, not the hunter's cabin, the food facility, the fisherman's house. Yeah, absolutely no idea what I'm doing wrong to place that, but I did try to play around with it to no avail. I'm pretty certain that I'm punting it in at the right side. Says there's no water. I beg to differ. I think there's water under the pier, but hey ho, what can you do? How's my career looking? I mean, it's not looking bad, is it? It's not looking bad. If this was the full game, I would be applying to run for office right now, which is very, very exciting, quite frankly. But alas, it is not. And yeah, there are a few other things that the demo has to offer, but for the most part, this is what we've got. I mean, we can get housing for engineers. We can get this. We can get some more engineers. Engineers will allow you to get some upgrades, which is kind of cool. You know, upgrades that allow you to fell wood faster, or, you know, do this or do that. There's more sort of stuff to dive into in the management menu. We could get a port. Well, I don't think we can maybe get a port, but we can, you know, we can do that. Regional production. That's kind of cool. Building maintenance. That's fine. Food. It's not looking good. It's not looking good. It's not looking good at all. So yeah, we're going to wrap this one up, ladies and gents. I am super excited to see what this game looks like when it releases. I think it's coming in April, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, April the 17th is apparently when it is dropping. Really excited to see more of this one. Definitely going to be checking it out in the future. Let me know what you think of it in the comments down below. For me, it's kind of like Workers and Resources, Soviet Republic, but set in ancient Rome, which I think is very interesting. Certainly the premise, gameplay, feels good. Really enjoyed it. Anyway, thanks ever so much for watching, folks. I've been Orbital Potato. I'll catch you next time. Bye.